So here now with more tonight, Republican Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri. Good to see you, sir. Thank you for being back on the story tonight. What's your reaction to Twitter's move on that account? I mean, they're going to say it's just their algorithms and it got tripped by the language and all of that. Do you believe that's what happened?
No, I mean, this is all too typical from Twitter and big tech. I mean, you've got Congressman Castro out there actually calling for retribution against Trump supporters, against Trump donors, posting their names. Twitter doesn't do anything about that. But when Mitch McConnell, who has been his life is threatened, and he exposes what these left-wing wackos are doing, and Twitter shuts him down, they censor him. I mean, it's just crazy, Martha.
Yeah, I mean, with regard to the Castro list of Trump supporters, it also shows you, even if you believe that these are all just algorithms that, that trip the wires, so to speak, to pull down things from Twitter, then they need to be broader. They need to have a better understanding of what's going on out there, because these people, several of them were harassed because their names were posted as Trump supporters by Joaquin Castro, a member of the House of Representatives.
Of course they were harassed, and that was the whole point in posting their names and posting their Twitter handles. That's exactly what Congressman Castro wanted.
He said, that's not what I wanted to happen.
That's absolutely false. Why else would he make a point to call them out and say that they're basically racist? Yeah. I mean, he is inviting retribution, but let me just make
at the very least.
Let me make a point about the algorithms, yeah. Martha, and that is that Twitter has told me in testimony before the Judiciary Committee that they don't just rely on algorithms, that they have actual people who review these things, who make these decisions. And that's why I've said, you know what, you should open your books and open your operation to a third-party audit. Actually show us how you're making these decisions. If you have nothing to hide, open it up.
Let me ask you one more question, which is a very important one, because it was behind the reason that those people were protesting, and they used, really terrible ways of expressing their opinion. But they would like to see action on the laws that passed to tighten background checks that passed in the House. Would those pass in the Senate, and how would you vote on them?
I think it depends on whose proposal, Martha, and what's actually in them. I know Senator Toomey, for instance, has a background check bill that he has introduced in past Congresses, hasn't introduced it yet, but says that he might. In the Judiciary Committee, we've heard testimony on so-called red flag laws. There are lots of different ways to write those laws, but I look forward to reviewing any proposal. Here, I think, are the principles. It has got to actually be effective. It has got to keep guns out of the hands of criminals, out of the hands of the mentally unstable, and it's also got to protect the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding citizens. They haven't done anything wrong. Law-abiding citizens should have their Second Amendment rights protected.
Understood. But how optimistic are you that there's going to be anything? Because, I look back at what happened at Sandy Hook. Everybody said, this is the moment. Enough is enough. We need to see some change. We need to see something tougher come from Washington on this. And now everyone says this is the moment. Is it, or does it just go away after a few weeks like it always does?
Well, I already see Chuck Schumer saying that, we won't accept red flag legislation. That's off the table before we even get out of the gate on it. So I don't know. But here's, Martha, what else I think needs to happen. We need to have a serious conversation about the culture of violence, about the culture of depression, about the culture of isolation that is engulfing these young men in particular. We've got a serious problem with this in this country, and it is leading to this terrible violence and also to the radical extremism we're seeing.
You're absolutely right. We talked about that a lot here with a number of psychologist over the course of this week, and I think that's I don't know if that's in the grasp of Congress, but some of these other things might be. So we'll see what action is taken. Senator Hawley, thank you. Good to see you tonight.
Thank you.